Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive.
Right.
This time we're exploring a really unique perspective on wealth and happiness, and it's from a prominent rabbi's teachings.
Smells interesting.
Get ready to maybe rethink what it really means to be rich.
I'm excited to dive in. I think this is something that's, surprisingly relevant today.
Yeah, and our source material is a YouTube video.
Okay.
It's by Rabbi Yigal Cohen,
Uh-huh.
and the title of the video is A Clay Kagi HD.
Wow.
Yeah, and you might be thinking, a rabbi talking about wealth.
Right.
Isn't that a bit unusual?
Yeah.
But trust me, his message is far from what you might expect.
Okay.
It's not about amassing material possessions, all the fancy stuff,
Uh-huh.
but it's about finding true wealth through appreciation for what we already have.
No, that's a refreshing take.
Yeah.
I mean, we're constantly bombarded with messages
Right.
telling us we need more
More.
to be happy, right?
Yeah.
You need a bigger house, a fancier car, the latest gadgets.
Mm-hmm.
But Rabbi Cohen kind of challenges this idea head on.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
That feeling of never having enough.
Yeah, it's like there's always something else to chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always another goal to reach.
Exactly. And he uses really vivid examples.
Okay.
Like our desire for, meat, big houses, beautiful clothes,
Uh-huh.
things that we think will bring us happiness.
Right.
But often they just leave us wanting more.
So how does he break free from this cycle?
Well, he asks a really powerful question.
Okay.
He asks, do we deserve what we have?
Ooh, that's a good one.
It seems simple at first,
Right.
but it really forces us to reevaluate everything we take for granted.
I'm already feeling a bit introspective,
Yeah.
so where does he go from there?
Well, he starts with the basics.
Huh?
Being born having mother's milk diapers.
Uh-huh.
These are things that we don't even think about deserving.
Right.
Then he moves on to things we might have wanted as kids,
Like toys and bikes and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Toys, bikes. And eventually he brings us to the bigger things like marriage, children, a house, a car.
So it's like he's building a case,
Yeah.
showing how much we actually receive
Right.
without necessarily earning it.
Precisely. And he even paints this picture,
Okay.
Imagine if God kept a detailed record of our deservingness
Uh-huh.
and reviewed it every morning.
Oh, wow.
Before granting us even the simplest things,
Yeah.
like the air we breathe or the breakfast we eat.
It really makes you think.
It does, doesn't it?
It makes you realize just how much we rely on grace.
Yeah.
Even for the most basic necessities.
For sure.
I'm starting to see where this idea of gratitude fits in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Rabbi Cohen emphasizes that everything we have is a gift,
Okay.
and he tells this funny story
Okay.
about his own daughter complaining
Oh.
about a $100 camera he bought her.
Oh, wow.
And she's focused on what it doesn't do
Yeah.
instead of appreciating that she even has a camera.
Oh, I bet a lot of us can relate to that.
Oh,
Especially with all the new gadgets and technology coming out all the time.
it's so easy to get caught up
Right.
in what's lacking instead of appreciating what we have.
Yeah. Think about it.
When was the last time
Yeah.
you felt genuine gratitude for something you might usually overlook, like a hot shower or a comfortable bed?
That's such a great point.
Right.
I know I'm guilty of taking those things for granted sometimes.
It's like we need to train ourselves
Yeah.
to see the blessings in our everyday lives.
That's exactly what Rabbi Cohen suggests, right?
Yeah.
So by consciously expressing gratitude,
Yeah.
we shift our focus from what we lack to what we have.
Exactly.
And that, he believes, is the key to experiencing a sense of abundance and contentment.
You got it.
So it's not about, denying our desires
Right.
or pretending to be happy with less,
No.
but about changing our perspective to see the abundance that's already present in our lives.
You got it. And this shift in perspective can be incredibly powerful. Rabbi Cohen shares a personal story about a time he was tempted to cancel a class
Oh.
because of low attendance.
Oh, wow.
But instead of dwelling on the empty seats,
Yeah.
he chose to be grateful for the opportunity to teach,
Huh.
even if it was just to a small group.
Yeah.
And that simple shift in perspective
Uh-huh.
renewed his enthusiasm
Wow.
and appreciation for the experience.
I find that really inspiring.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, have you ever experienced a similar shift in
Yeah,
perspective?
I have, and it's amazing how powerful it can be.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, what about you? Have you ever had a moment where gratitude helped you reframe a challenging situation?
I have, actually.
Okay.
There was a time when I was really stressed about a project at work.
Yeah.
And I was just focused on all the things that could go wrong.
Right.
And it was completely overwhelming me.
Yeah.
But then I took a step back
Okay.
And I reminded myself of all the resources I had,
Uh-huh.
the support from my team,
Right.
and even the opportunity to tackle such a challenging project.
Yeah.
And it didn't magically make the stress disappear,
Sure.
but it did help me approach the situation with a clearer and more positive mindset.
That's a great example of how gratitude can be a powerful tool even when things are tough.
Yeah.
And Rabbi Cohen certainly doesn't shy away from the reality that life throws us curveballs.
Of course not.
He acknowledges those inevitable challenges. Relationship issues, financial struggles, health concerns.
It's part of life.
It is, but he believes that expressing gratitude can make those difficulties easier to bear.
So it's not about ignoring the challenges
Right.
or pretending they don't exist,
No.
but about approaching them from a different perspective.
Exactly. He tells this compelling story about a woman
Okay.
who had been praying for years to find a husband.
Uh-huh.
And she was so focused on what she lacked
Right.
that it just consumed her thoughts.
Yeah.
And then she made a conscious effort to shift her focus.
Okay.
Instead of constantly asking God for a spouse,
Yeah.
she started expressing gratitude for her life as it was.
Mm-hmm.
And remarkably, she ended up finding happiness
Wow.
and eventually even met her husband.
That's a powerful story.
It is.
It seems like her shift in perspective
Mhm.
opened her up to new possibilities
Yeah,
that were always there but somehow hidden from view.
right.
It's like by letting go of that desperate need,
Yeah.
she created space for something new to enter her life.
I think that's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
And it ties into this fascinating concept that Rabbi Cohen introduces.
Okay.
It's the idea of a heavenly accuser.
What is that?
Essentially, he's talking about this force that points out our lack of gratitude to God.
Okay.
It's like this voice whispering in our ear,
Mhm.
reminding us of all the things we don't have.
Okay.
And Rabbi Cohen suggests that this can actually hinder our prayers.
So instead of constantly asking for more,
Right.
we should focus on expressing thanks for what we already have.
Yeah, actually.
It's almost like we're acknowledging the abundance that's already present in our lives and creating a more receptive space for blessings to flow.
That's a really insightful way to understand it.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that everything we have, challenges included,
Yeah.
comes from a higher power.
Mm-hmm.
And by expressing gratitude, we're not just being polite.
Right.
We're aligning ourselves with that higher power,
Yeah.
acknowledging our place in the grand scheme of things.
It's a humbling thought, isn't it?
It is.
To realize that even our ability to breathe,
Right.
to walk, to think is a gift.
It is, and it leads to a deeper understanding of gratitude,
Yep.
one that goes beyond simply saying thank you.
Yeah.
Rabbi Cohen explains that true gratitude isn't just about words.
Yeah.
It's about how we experience the world.
So how does that translate into our daily lives?
Yeah.
What does it look like to practice gratitude in a way that goes beyond superficial expressions?
Well, he offers this amusing example
Uh-huh.
of being grateful for his wife, even when she doesn't make him pee.
Oh, wow.
What he's saying is that true appreciation
Okay.
runs deeper than expecting specific actions from others.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing the inherent value in someone
Okay.
or something, regardless of what they do or don't do for us.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's about shifting from a transactional mindset to one of genuine appreciation.
Exactly.
Instead of focusing on what we're getting or not getting,
Right.
we're acknowledging the inherent goodness
Yeah.
in the people and things around us.
Precisely. And Rabbi Cohen believes that when we embody this kind of gratitude,
Uh-huh.
it becomes transformative.
Okay.
He suggests that when we acknowledge that everything comes from God,
Yeah.
we eliminate the potential for pride and ego.
Oh.
And by doing so, we open ourselves up to receive even more blessings.
It's like we're creating a more open and receptive space within ourselves,
Exactly.
allowing the good to flow in more freely.
Right. He uses the analogy of a soccer player
Okay.
scoring an improbable goal. It prompts us to consider the possibility that something greater than ourselves
Yeah.
might have contributed to that moment of success.
It's a powerful image.
It is.
It challenges us to look beyond our own efforts
Yeah.
and recognize the role of grace, luck, or even divine intervention in our lives.
Exactly.
And Rabbi Cohen encourages us to apply that same thinking to our own successes,
Yeah.
to see the hand of something greater at work.
Right.
And acknowledge it with gratitude. So it's about finding those moments of spiritual connection.
Yes.
Not just in the grand gestures,
Right.
but in the everyday experiences like driving in traffic
Yeah.
or enjoying a meal with loved ones.
Yeah.
It's about seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary.
Exactly. He emphasizes that consistent gratitude is key.
Okay.
It's not just a one-time thing.
Right.
It's about cultivating an attitude of thankfulness in every aspect of our lives.
But how do we actually do that?
What?
Where do we even begin to cultivate this kind of consistent gratitude?
He offers some really practical advice.
Okay.
For example, he suggests starting each day by simply thanking God for the gift of life.
Okay.
It's about acknowledging that even waking up in the morning is a blessing, not a guarantee.
I can see how starting the day with that kind of gratitude
Yeah.
could set a positive tone for everything that follows.
Absolutely.
It's like we're priming our minds
Yes.
to see the good throughout the day.
Exactly. And he encourages us to extend that gratitude to the people in our lives.
Okay.
Instead of focusing on their flaws or
Yeah.
what they're not doing for us,
Right.
he suggests focusing on their positive qualities
Right.
and expressing our appreciation for them.
Uh-huh.
It could be as simple as telling your spouse how much you appreciate their support,
Right.
or thanking a friend for being a good listener.
It's about actively looking for the good in others
Yeah.
and acknowledging it rather than dwelling on the negative.
Exactly.
And it's amazing how much a simple expression of appreciation can brighten someone's day, including our own.
Absolutely. Rabbi Cohen also talks about finding gratitude in the challenges we face.
Now, that might sound counterintuitive,
I know, right?
but he believes that even difficult experiences
Yeah,
can be opportunities for growth and learning.
for sure.
So it's not about pretending that the hard stuff isn't happening,
No,
but about finding a different way to relate to it.
exactly.
I'm reminded of that quote, "The obstacle is the path."
I love that.
It's about recognizing that the challenges we face are often the very things that shape us,
Right.
help us grow.
He uses the analogy of physical exercise.
Okay.
Working out can be tough in the moment,
Oh, yeah.
but ultimately it makes us stronger and healthier.
Right.
Similarly, facing challenges can be difficult,
Uh-huh.
but they can also help us develop resilience, compassion, and a deeper understanding of ourselves.
It's like those challenges are forging us into the people we're meant to become.
I love that.
And by expressing gratitude for them, we're not diminishing the pain or difficulty,
Right.
but we are choosing to see the potential for growth
Exactly.
and transformation within them.
Precisely. And he suggests that by expressing gratitude for those challenges,
Okay.
we can actually transform our experience of them.
So instead of feeling overwhelmed and defeated,
Yeah.
we can start to see them as opportunities to learn to adapt and to become even stronger.
You got it.
It's like choosing to view those obstacles as stepping stones on our path,
Yeah.
rather than roadblocks stopping us in our tracks.
Exactly.
But I'm curious, are there any other practical tips he offers
Oh, yeah.
for cultivating gratitude in our daily lives?
He suggests keeping a gratitude journal
Okay.
where you write down a few things you're grateful for each day.
Like what?
It could be anything from a beautiful sunset
Uh-huh.
to a kind gesture from a stranger.
Okay.
He also encourages incorporating gratitude into daily routines.
Okay. Oh.
Take a moment before each meal to express thanks for the food you're about to eat. Or pause during your commute to appreciate the scenery,
Right.
or simply the fact that you have transportation.
It's about finding those little moments throughout the day to pause and appreciate the good,
Right.
even in the midst of our busy schedules.
Exactly. And I imagine those small acts of gratitude can start to add up,
Yeah.
creating a ripple effect that extends outwards into our interactions with others.
It's about making gratitude a part of our daily interactions.
Yeah.
Leaving it into the fabric of our relationships and our communities.
Exactly.
It's like we're creating a culture of appreciation.
Yeah.
One small act of kindness at a time.
I love that.
It's amazing how these small gestures can have such a big impact.
It really is.
I'm starting to see how gratitude can become a powerful force for good in our lives and in the world around us.
Yeah. It's truly remarkable how a shift in perspective
Yeah.
can create such a ripple effect.
Yeah, and Rabbi Cohen takes this idea even further.
Right.
He encourages us to extend that gratitude,
Yeah.
even to things we might not typically think of as blessings. Like what kinds of things?
Well, for example, instead of complaining about the traffic
Oh, yeah.
on your way to work,
Mm-hmm.
try using that time to listen to an inspiring podcast or audiobook,
Okay.
or instead of getting frustrated by a long line at the grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
use that time to practice mindfulness
Right.
or simply observe the people around you.
It's about finding those opportunities to turn potentially negative experiences into something positive.
Exactly.
It's about choosing to focus on what we can control,
Right.
our attitude and our perspective, rather than letting external circumstances dictate our emotional state.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about reclaiming our power and choosing to see the good, even in unexpected places.
Yeah.
And ultimately, Rabbi Cohen believes that by making gratitude a consistent practice,
Uh-huh.
we can transform our entire outlook on life.
So it's not just about feeling better in the moment,
Right.
but about cultivating a deeper, more lasting sense of contentment and well-being.
Exactly. We begin to see the world through a lens of abundance rather than scarcity. We feel more connected to ourselves, to others, and to something greater than ourselves.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive.
It has.
Rabbi Cohen's message is so much more than just material wealth.
Oh, yeah.
It's about cultivating a mindset of abundance and appreciation that can enrich every aspect of our lives.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that true wealth lies in our relationships,
Yeah.
our health, our experiences, and ultimately in our connection to something greater than ourselves.
It's about appreciating the richness of life itself,
Yeah.
the beauty in the everyday moments,
Right.
and the gifts that are all around us, if only we open our eyes to see them.
And the amazing thing is,
Right.
this kind of wealth is available to everyone.
Yeah.
It doesn't require money, status, or possessions.
It's a matter of perspective.
It is. It's simply a matter of choosing to focus on the good,
Yeah.
to express gratitude for what we have, and to find meaning, even in the challenges.
It's a pretty radical idea,
It is.
especially in our consumer-driven society.
Yeah,
But it's also incredibly inspiring and empowering.
it really is.
It is, and it's a practice we can all start today,
Absolutely.
regardless of our circumstances.
Yes.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left with this question.
Yeah.
What simple things in my own life can I express more gratitude for today?
I love it.
And how might that change my experience?
Yeah.
I encourage everyone listening to ask themselves the same question.
That's a wonderful place to start.
Yeah.
What small act of gratitude can you make today?
Yeah.
How can you shift your perspective to embrace the abundance that already surrounds you?
It's a journey, not a destination.
Exactly. And it's a journey well worth taking.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the surprising path to wealth and happiness.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.